Hi everybody, this is Ospreyeye from MyChartCoach.com, and we're going to take a look at some of the ticker symbols that were in play on Friday. Okay, so first up, let's look at CIE. Okay, this is the 15-minute chart. Each candle is 15 minutes of trading. As you can see, it closed up 31% on Friday. Really huge move. It started off strong with the candles forming above the middle Bollinger Band and just kept riding EMA 4 support all the way into the close. So this was a very strong close above EMA 4. You know, as long as this middle Bollinger Band is holding at 55, the uptrend should continue. Notice it did close on a big volume spike, so there was heavy buying into the close. MACD looks really strong. There was a crossover on the 835. Okay, so let's look at the daily chart. So, you know, since it was so strong on the intraday charts, we want to see where the next resistance levels are on the daily chart. And first off, you can see RSI is at 59, so there's still room to run till overbought levels. Fasto's at 98, you know, so it's pushing, you know, maxed at 100. We've got plus DI bull crossed over minus DI and ADX. That was showing that the bulls are taking control. Okay, so the big deal here was the bounce off the middle Bollinger Band, held middle Bollinger Band support, and then it followed through here with the nice white candle. What we're looking at is the 50-day simple moving average at 65. That is the next key level to break. If it can close above that level, then we're looking at the 100-day simple moving average at 93. Okay, this is a nice uptrend for CIE. As long as this middle Bollinger Band at 46 support level holds, the uptrend should continue. Notice big volume spike on Friday. So that was a good move for CIE. Congrats to everybody that was trading. Okay, now let's look at TVIX. Okay, the TVIX is really heating up. TVIX here. This, you know, volatility is increasing right now. We've got closed up 7% on Friday. What we want to see is we want to see RSI and Fasto both break out of the 40s and above 50. If they break into 50, that's going to be a signal that this chart is really heating up. We've got a bullish crossover on ADX with plus DI, the green line, crossing minus DI to the upside. So we want to see that green line stay above the red line. Notice the last two times it failed to do so, and the stock continued to consolidate. So we want to see the green line stay above that if you are a bull. Okay, so this is the development. The dotted purple line is the middle Bollinger Band. There was a close above that level for the first time since back here in February when there was a close above the middle Bollinger Band. That level failed to hold, and notice how the downtrend continued. So if this middle Bollinger Band currently at 36.84 turns into support, then a new uptrend can begin. So what we're looking for on Monday is a bullish change in trend, another close above that level. If it holds, our target's going to be the 50-day simple moving average at 42.98. Okay, notice all the big volume down here. You know, so huge volume at the bottom. A lot of people have been loading up. So we're keeping an eye out for TVIX to start a new uptrend. For the UVXY traders, the chart is the same setup. So same setup for you as well. Okay, let's look at ADHD. This is another stock that is setting up. We want to see RSI and Fasto both stay above 50. You know, there was a bullish crossover here on ADX. We want to see the green line stay above the red and black lines. What was happening here is on Thursday, there was this bullish volume spike. Look at the volume bars down here. Notice there was a declining volume pattern on the volume spikes. The spikes were smaller and smaller for each spike, and then there was a bullish change in trend this last week with a largest spike since back here in the second week of February. So volume was picking up, and then the key development was that, see this green line here is the 50-day simple moving average. There was a close above that level on Thursday. So what we were looking for on Friday was another close above that level to signal a potential run to the top of this channel and maybe a potential breakup to the 100-day simple moving average. That did not happen. It actually opened below. There was a gap down open. Always hate to see that, below the 50-day simple moving average. And then there was a close back below the middle Bollinger Band. In order to get a new uptrend going, it's got to stay above the middle Bollinger Band and break 50-day simple moving average resistance. Okay, so keep an eye on it next week. There was this sideways channel here, and so it's currently hitting the bottom of the channel. And if it can break back into this channel, then we want to see a break above the top of the channel, and that'll put the 100 on deck. If it can get through the top of this channel, then this 100 and potentially this gap. Notice there's a gap back here in January. There was a big drop. This is the bottom of the gap. This is the top of the gap. The gap has partially filled. If you can get above the fill level on the gap, then the gap could potentially fill, and you could get a run to the top of the gap. So keep an eye on ADHD. It looks like it's setting up. It does need to get back above the middle Bollinger Band and the 50-day simple moving average. Okay, let's look at CLNT. This stock was up big on Friday, and then it gave all the gains back. Look how it closed at flat on the day. That's never what you want to see if you are a bull. Okay, this had the huge move on Thursday. Notice how the run started at 3 o'clock and then it just went super parabolic. Okay, it did push a little higher on Friday, but it failed to stay above that level. If you notice here, it was the high close was the key level to hold, and so when this support level broke on this candle right here, that was your signal that the chart was breaking down. So if you fail to lock in high of day gains, the break below EMAs 4 and 8 was your signal to take profits. If you didn't load it, take profits there. The next signal was the break below this middle Bollinger Band. Now with the breakdown below the middle Bollinger Band, there's a downtrend has started on the 15-minute chart, and we've got the 50 simple moving average at 592 as the next target. That's the next key support level. Bullish stocks bounce off that level. In order to get a new uptrend going on the 15-minute chart, it has to get back above the middle Bollinger Band, currently at 841. If the 50 simple moving average breaks, you could see a drop all the way down to the 100 simple moving average at 443. Okay, so we've got on our website now we're doing marijuana news and charts, and we're posting daily stocks that are in the marijuana sector. We were covering the Canadian stocks as well. Big movement up there with the legalization coming in 2018. Lots of stocks on fire. One of the stocks is this ATTBF. And so we had been posting out alerts on this stock here. Notice that on the 27th, it closed above the middle Bollinger Band. That was the start of an uptrend. On the 29th, it closed above the middle Bollinger Band, I should say. And then on the 29th, this candle formed completely above the upper Bollinger Band. That signaled the candles were going to pull back into the bands. We were looking for a bounce off of middle Bollinger Band support. Middle Bollinger Band held, and then we got this nice uptrend going. Notice how the EMA4 support is holding. This is the chart from the close on Thursday. So there was a high of day close on Thursday. Notice there was no upper wick. The bulls were super strong into the close, and then it was really nice to see follow through on Friday. So it followed through with another push higher. Notice the bullish volume spike on Thursday was followed by increasing volume on Friday. So that's what you always want to see. If you look up here, there was a bullish cross on the ADX. You've got Fasto and RSI are now both at overbought levels. Our next target to break is going to be right here at the closing price on the 14th. So it did, our two targets to break were the 13th and the 14th. There was a close above the 13th on Friday, so that was very good to see. So now if we can get a close above the 14th of February, that's going to put this high on February as the next key level to break. So there's a, could see a nice push higher if it can break above that level. If it fails to break this 22 to 22.5 zone, the candles could pull back into the bands. If they do, what you'd like to see is EMA4 support hold. This is a very strong uptrend. Stocks don't go straight up. If they pull back and backfill, you just, as long as the chart isn't broken, you just reload on the bounce and continue riding it higher. Okay, let's look at IMLFF. This is another one of the marijuana stocks that we are covering. These stocks, we're alerting them in our chat and on our website and posting lots of information. So if you want to get in early, you got to be on the website. So yeah, IMLFF performed really well for us this week. We had this really sweet multi-day run. The alerts were put out on Monday on this candle here, and we had a run all the way up, hit 72 as the high. So congrats to everybody that's been following our plays. If you were in our chat and you were on our website, you would have known that we were calling for a pullback on Friday because this candle right here had formed above the upper Bollinger Band, completely floating in space, and so we were looking for a potential pullback candles working back into the bands. The chart was getting frothy with RSI and Fasto at overbought levels. We had this parabolic spike on ADX. It was on a multi-day run. We were looking for a little consolidation, and that came through. So yeah, so we're calling these plays out, live in the chat. So if you want to get the information, you need to be there. The EMA4 here is holding. This is the key level. If it breaks, it's going to put the EMA8 on deck. Okay, so we really like this strong uptrend. We think it can continue as long as this middle Bollinger Band holds. Okay, let's look at the IMLFF weekly chart. As you know, this is, if you follow follow our website, you know that we've been talking about this chart a lot, and it came up and it hit our key resistance level. On this chart, each candle represents 1 week of trading as opposed to 1 day. This is a multi-year chart. If you look back here, it's hitting this June 2014 high close resistance level. Okay, so it broke above that temporarily. Look at the wick last week, but then it pulled back. We're looking for a close above that level to signal a potential run up to dollar land. So yeah, this is a super strong weekly chart. This is the kind of swing trade that we like. If you want to learn about swing trades and about how to trade stocks using charts and technical analysis, please check out our website. If you like OTC stocks, there's a lot of chatter on this EFLN. It made a big move this week on the daily chart, multi-day run. A little frothy on the daily chart, a little frothy here on the RSI on this. This is a monthly chart, but as you can see here, it's breaking out. It's at zero. See how tight it was for many months, and then now it's got this breakout on huge volume. So yeah, just keep an eye on it. This is one of the OTC stocks that people are pumping big time right now. Okay, yeah, so if you'd like to learn more about charts and technical analysis, please check us out at our website, and check us out. You know, you can watch the videos on YouTube on our mychartcoach.com YouTube channel, and yeah, and please join us in our chat for educational information and for the earliest alerts. All right, thank you.